Hello there, my name is Richard. The first time you see my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, all something computer random, and today we will talk about the theories and information about the relationship of Dr. Flug and Miss Seat. And this complete information I got is from the book of Diary of Dementia. In the back of the page or back of the book, basically, Dr. Flug sort of explained his relationship with Miss Seat, how he met her, how the things sort of fall apart, but the point of view of Dr. Flug. But the only problem is that there's still a lot of information that we don't know how everything sort of started exactly. We just have the point of view of Dr. Flug. I explain later what I mean exactly. Now, where to start? I think I have to give you this information that if you don't know, Miss Seat was sort of experimented by Peace. If you don't know who Peace is, it's basically in this world, it's basically the Justice League or the Avengers of Villainous show, and they decided to choose this child about 17 years old, if I'm correct. Missy was taken to be experimented on and get this special ability to control other people. But the only problem is we don't know when this happened, and we don't know how she got chosen. If she was there in the right place, she actually worked in Peace, or there was a high school of heroes that she was selected on that group to be this experimented. I want you to think about that during this explanation, because the next step is basically explaining of the relationship of how Dr. Flug met Miss Seat. Now I'm going to translate everything to Spanish to English, and forgive me if some translation doesn't really make sense. I'll do my best here. Now let's get started. Now, Dr. Flug explains in the book that when the first time she met Cecilia, or that's her original name of Miss Seat, that she met in the high school of Black Cat, that they chose the certain specific people to be evil or want to be evil of Black Cat High School. But of course, there are three ways to get in this school. The first one, if you family member is inside the organization, to give you a pass to go in the school. The second way is you sort of infiltrate the school, pretend to be one of the high school students to get access about more evil villainy. Or three, just like me, Dr. Flug, I was sort of captured and bagged and dragged to this high school to become a more better villain. There's the only three ways you become inside in the organization of high school. Now, the first time I met Cecilia was a science class. Back then, she wasn't that popular. Of course, I wasn't either. In fact, I wasn't really wanting a friend back then because I was sort of mistrusting everybody. Everybody in that school was sort of a backstabber. You really don't know who to trust or not. To make things even worse, everybody in that high school bullied me. It's because they wanted to torture me, or that was basically their homework to torture me. Except for Miss Kelly. She's the only one who wanted to be my friend. But to be fair, I wasn't really sure I wanted to get close to her as a friend because the situation really were. Because I thought maybe she wants something other than like everybody else of this school. But somehow, some way, she sort of charmed me to be her friend. Of course, it kind of helped me more that she wasn't liked very much in school. Maybe because we are both weirdos or outcasts in the school. Now, Cecilia was never good in evil science class. In fact, I kind of asked a couple of questions like, why you chose this specific class? Cecilia responded that she chose this science class to prove she can do it, to prove the world she is worth something. And that itself inspired me to do better also. In fact, I was so inspired, I wanted to help her to do better in evil science class. I taught her everything I knew to hope that she would grasp evil science class. But unfortunately, Cecilia was never built for science class. In fact, everything I tried to teach her, she's sort of hard to get her attention to listen to me or listen to the information we're giving to her to grasp it. And she sort of struggled till she finally realized what to do. Interesting enough, she became the second highest class member in science class, understanding the subject matter so well that sort of surprised me. But middle of the night, Cecilia called me, screaming, "Please come my room." While dropping a hat, I just ran straight to her room, passing the sentries, locked the doors. In fact, if I get caught, I'll probably be killed. But I finally get to Cecilia's room, and I asked her what's wrong. Cecilia just cried and just hugged me, and I was sort of lost. What's going on? Do you need something? No, she's just needing me there. She just needs someone to hug. She needs to take out this sort of frustration. I was sort of asking what frustration, and she never really answered me exactly. She was just stay here. I just needed you. But in fact, many other nights repeated the same thing. Called me in the middle of the night, risking my life, get into her room and repeating, just hugging me and crying. She needed me next to her. In fact, I was okay with this because I feel I was needed. This is the first time I actually have a relationship or a friend who actually wanted me to be next to them. Now something strange started to happen. In fact, every week, every 3 times a week exactly, she called me to her room, but every time I do to comfort her, she sort of stopped crying automatically. Almost her mood was sort of ended automatically. And I was sort of concerned. In fact, I was telling her, try different things, trying to talk to the counselor, trying to give her sort of consulted, but no, she just wanted me being right next to her. And I thought that was sort of strange, almost like she was sort of doing something, but I don't really know. The day that Cecilia disappeared, the day that was sort of off, because I was sort of expecting her to be in class, or at least expecting her to be the same place we always met, behind the yard of the school, but she doesn't. In that same day, my thesis for my graduation was completely disappeared. Yeah, I was sort of kind of baffled about that, especially with Cecilia, because in this school, someone actually disappears. That disappears, I mean, basically died or experimented, or they piss off a teacher and don't see them for several weeks and just reappear again. And yeah, I thought maybe one of those things, maybe she will reappear back, but no. So I watched the television and I saw Cecilia with my arch enemy, Golden Heart. My heart just broke that day. Many years later, till I finally meet her once again, calling herself Miss Seed, taking over a town, kind of brainwashing everybody to love and care about her, and to finally realize that she's the one who stole my thesis. She's the one who lied to me, the one who used me, and finally putting her down and let her be arrested by peace. Of course, I'm the type of man who thinks through his heart, not to his brain. So I decided to meet with her in prison to see if I could give any more information about Golden Heart, because I think Golden Heart is the one who convinced her to turn evil, or at least give her sort of views of a hero. Now that's basically it. That's all Dr. Flug says about this paragraph he did for Miss Seeds. But it's still some question that where this timer really leans, because it doesn't really tell you how Miss Seed joined Black Cat High School, that she was there planting by Peace or Golden Heart, or she just snuck in to prove to herself she is a real villain, or decide to flip that around to see Golden Heart, you know what, maybe I become a hero, not a villain, and portray Dr. Flug. And you see the possibilities, what I mean, where this actually belongs, what time, like if it's the beginning, in the middle, or especially when she was experimented by Peace, what that actually happened before she met Dr. Flug or in between Dr. Flug. And that's how I mean, like, it's sort of interesting because you could fit it any timeline. They still make sense, but at the same time, you kind of wonder who decided to make her do this. Is just straight selfish of Miss Heat, how she used Dr. Flood, or even she actually does love Dr. Flood because the final moment she meets Dr. Flood in her chaotic moment, she kissed Dr. Flood. And that's what I mean. It just goes in circles because you really don't know where to put it, at least for right now, because there will be more information coming out in the near future. We don't know. We have to wait the next 6 episodes. They drop. Hoping they drop soon. I really don't know. Now I have this one question. What do you think about this? Better yet, what is your theory? What is your timeline when you think Miss Hate was before, after, or between she meets Dr. Flood? Now I got really nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.